Hello everyone. Today we are going to do our September wrap up. It was very interesting month. I read a lot of novels. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 novels. Well, mostly due to that thing I did in the middle of September where I tried to read 200 pages per day, and it worked very nicely, to be honest. I was very happy with the results. Afterwards, from the 23 to the 28, yesterday, I did not read almost anything. I finished one book of 200 pages. Today is the 29, the 30. Um, and I'm finishing my last book, which is um, Gotrek, Felix, Serpent Queen. I will probably not be able to write tomorrow, but I will finish. This is almost 50 pages. I don't think there is much here that will, well, not where I'm going to put the book in terms of reading. So let's start from my lowest favorite to the one I enjoy more. So my least favorite was the one I unfortunately had to drop out. I read more than half, 60%, but I was tired of reading this book, and this one was Simon Clark, The Fall. I was not enjoying the book. The book didn't go anywhere. The characters didn't go anywhere. It's very confusing. I was bored all the time. Yeah, not my favorite read. I gave it a 25 out of 100, so 1 star. Then we've got The Painted Darkness by Brian James Freeman. The next three books, three books. It's going to be 2 stars, 2.5, some of them. The Painted Darkness was a very good story, horror story. I enjoyed, although I do think that the story was. I felt lost reading it. I mean, what I mean by lost, I mean that I read the story is set in 2 time frames. We are saying one and then the other, and it didn't pay off, didn't add any payoff, and to me that's the most important on this book, because it was slowly building. And when you're seeing like a slasher, which is or one left right, the payoff is not that important. But when you're reading a book that is slowly building up, you expected more. Unfortunately, I didn't get that, so I gave it a 40 out of 100, so 2 stars basically. Then we've got ambulance, 2 ambulance. Then I gave Jacqueline Druga Torn again 40, 2 stars. And why? So first of all, I did finish the book, of course. The only one I didn't was the other one, and usually when I don't arrive at 50%, I don't rate it at all. Fortunately, I was not. This is my least favorite book covers. I read, I don't know, 7, 8 books from her, and this was my least favorite because this is a post-apocalyptic event. Okay, I am not expecting like things. I don't expect something of a scientist. Okay, I expect some. There are some. You can do whatever you want. It's of your book, but there are some rules and some that draws you away from the believability. Is that a word? Of the novel you're reading. So if the book doesn't pay off, you will not enjoy. I mean, if that part is shaken, you change from a post-apocalyptic scenario to fantasy or sci-fi, something like that. And there are parts here that I didn't enjoy in terms of science. But my most problematic of this novel was every character that was here was just awful. The main character was awful. Everything was awful. Makes no sense. Okay, probably because I this is like the 5th book from her, and I didn't expect this. But the characters were just blatantly bad persons, people. I didn't enjoy them at all, and I didn't enjoy. It was a very slow build for a 500 pages novel. To be fair, was my least favorite author. Then we've got Gangrel by Gerbod Fleming. This is the third novel in the Clan series. The first two were set in the same time frame, but one dealing with Camarilla, the other dealing with the other faction, the Sabbath, and this one deals with Gangrel, which unfortunately is not part. Well, it's not part. It's this story is set in the same, because these are connected in some way, but this is like you can read this independently. And my problem was that mainly that it's a story of vampires in New York, and I expect something more. This is most about the Gangrel, how they come to be vampires and how they deal with it, because Gangrel are a bit different from other vampires, where the sire usually leave them alone and they will survive for a couple of weeks, days, I don't know, months, and then he will come back and teach them. And these are three young vampires that are trying to survive, and the story is about this vampire woman who is creates a bond or something, creates a connection with another human, a young woman, probably due to she lost her human, and she's turned to vampire, and she knows that she's turning to something, and so maybe it's like a connection. But then the story goes to another way, where the Gangrel are fighting the monster, which is, in the story it's called Toreador, which is not, but whatever, and they have to, all of them, come together. They present themselves like Gangrel do, and they will fight this special vampire with powerful. And by the way, it's Leopold, the Toreador, and basically they die and the story ends. I didn't understand the purpose of this story. If it connects, because Leopold connects in the stories, but I didn't understand the need for this book. Probably because they want to put one book for each clan, and this is the story that got made. 45, 44, 49, I don't remember. Something like that. Almost 3 stars. Then we've got another chunky book, which is called Jasper Scott Night Stalker's Sanctum. This is the second book on the series, and finishing the series is a duology. This one is a bit bigger than the previous one, so 680 pages, which is probably the biggest book I've read this year. And it flows very well. Okay, it took me a while to read, to be honest, because I was feeling bored by the book. The book is just not good. Okay, I was promised, but this is my expectation. I was promised a book about alien invasions and how humanity deal with it. Instead of it, I got how humanity will try to undermine themselves. There are very slow appearance of the aliens. I guess you could grab this novel and the other one, and if you took 50 pages out, you probably would have removed everything that's related to the aliens. So you have aliens in the Earth, and they are terraforming us in some way. Not terraforming, but whatever planet they live. So something forming, and humanity is there, trying to survive. Amongst it, there are monsters which fight, which hunts humans, and the other aliens, the smart ones, are the ones that are in space waiting for the terraforming. Humanity has formed an alliance in some way, not just alliance, but agreeing. Some people form agreement with the aliens, and they will get some humans to them, and at the same time the aliens will not attack them. So basically it's like an agreement And to be fair, I didn't enjoy the book at all. It's too much humanity versus humanity and nothing about the sci-fi. And then there are the characters which are boring as hell because there is never a hint of something is going wrong. So you can kill a person with one bullet, but our main characters are attacked and by the monsters. They are scratched. They suffer bullet wounds and they will never die. It's very. I didn't enjoy it. I hope this is not a, something that will come without of the other books I have from him, because I have like 10 books from him, and I hope this is not his best. If you get my drift. Then we've got, for 65 points out of 100, What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Kingfisher, not Kingfisher. T. Kingfisher, which is a book set in a world very akin to ours, and it's basically a story about a family that is dealing with something weird connected with this fungus. And this is the House of Usher, basically with a new side quest, not side story, but a new reinterpretation of the House of Usher. What I didn't enjoy about this book? Well, I didn't enjoy the horror elements, but I didn't enjoy the I didn't enjoy the main character. Okay, she, he, she, whatever she wants to call, because there is a monologue here about pronouns and what the fuck, and I don't care about that. Sorry. And one thing is, like, I understand that other cultures have other stuff. I can understand that. I don't understand, although I can understand that they have other beliefs and other systems and so on, but this is just pure propaganda, pure out of context story. That's why. And even the author, I don't know if the author believes truly on this, because if the author did believe this, you would have not written the book in the first person perspective, because that way there is nothing, never someone tell him she or he, because she addressing directly to the person. Being told in the first perspective eliminates that, because unless it's a conversation between two people around the person, nothing like that will come around. So what's the purpose of this? If you want to make a point, just make a point and make the book in third person, and then people had to embrace that stuff and read like that. But whatever. I'm sorry, but it didn't brought anything to the story. But whatever. I was not probably the person indicated to read this book. In terms of, or I enjoyed, I have the second book to read, and I will read it fairly soon, because the horror is cool. It's cool. Okay, nothing. I really enjoy it. It's slow build. Okay. Then we've got Snowblind, not slow. Snowblind by Mike McBride. I wanted something fast to read in one day, and I read in one day. It's 150 pages of a book. Not 150, 112 pages of a book that deals with monsters in the snow. So basically, in America, you have got Squash, or Dibnomials, Snowmen, and so on, and it's the same thing. The story is told. A bunch of people are going are not going. They are in the mountains, and they have to. They are a bit lost as they are trying to leave that place. They are being hunted by something. And it was a very cool story, because in the beginning we see the last person alive, but we don't know which one is it. And as the story progressed and the characters died, and the story progressed, and you get, okay, this is the person that survives. And in the end, it ends in an open ending. It means that there is a sequel, and there is a sequel. And it's not important to read the sequel, to be honest, because the story ends well. I'm not going to tell much on it, but yes, it doesn't end that well. But it's a good story, good horror story, slasher story. It's different from the other ones that I mentioned, that slow build. This one is straight fight, survive. I gave this 74, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, really enjoy this one. Next, we've got a book that I should not have not have written today. Today, not this month, or this book. This book deals with is Warhammer 40k, and it's by Peter Fehérváry, The Cult of Spiral Dawn. As I read the book, I was lost, completely lost. I was enjoying the slow build. I really enjoy the universe that Peter envisioned it, and unfortunately, this book is part of something that we call it within the universe, the Dark Coil, which is stories told by this author, all within the same group of planets or group of people, and they connect it in some way. It could read hypothetically independently. This was like the second book he published. So, but I felt lost. Some characters are mentioned, some stories are mentioned, and looking at the books that have been published about this Dark Coil, this one should be the last one to read. So I start in the end. So I probably will start reading everything, and then we'll get back to here, probably in a couple of years, not now. Even so, I gave it a 75 out of 100 because I really enjoy the way it deals with genestealers, tyranids, and humanity in general, and the weirdness that you don't know what's happening and who's good, who's bad. It's an amazing book. Red Line by Jacqueline Drucker, another Drucker novel, and I enjoy this one more than the other one. This is basically a story about something that's happening and people are, well, turning into some kind of zombies but alive. They are basically monsters that want to destroy, kill, and mayhem. And this is a story about a group of people that are slowly going in a metro above the like a, not a metro but like a train that goes around in the city, and they are trying to survive. It's very cool, really cool. It's fast paced. It's survive, survive, survive. It's dark. Okay, expect dark stuff, and I really mean it dark. I give it a 75 out of 100. Then we've got The Summoning of the Old Ones by Jeffrey Thomas. This one was the, I don't know, 6 or 7 book I read from him. One of the first I read within that the universe that he created, the Punktown, and this one there are 3 stories interconnected about some kind of beings from a planet they are not creating but making alive. I don't know what you want to call it, summoning the monster. Their god, which is Ongyutu, and I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But the first story is about that. The second builds on that, and so on. Each 3 stories are dealt by different people, but all connected to the same god and the same timeline. If you want to read one, you have to read the 3 to get to the conclusion. I really enjoyed. 80 out of 100, so 4 stars. Then Raised by a Killer, which is a book by Sean C. Commissar, which is the first book in a 10-book series about a child of 4 which is trying to survive. Basically, that's it. The dad is a serial killer, and he must teach her the ways and what she can say, what she can do, what she can speak, and so on. And the book is dark as hell. So if you don't want to see children's and animals being tortured, yeah, don't read this at all. I but I enjoy it because I like this kind of stories. But it made me something, okay, in my mind, because I have a son, so you know, it's something that can torment someone. I can understand that. 85 out of 100. There are 10 book series, by the way. Then John Atom, Do Not Disturb, the most gory of all books that I've read here. I gave it an 87 out of 100, and it's violent as hell. You've got these clowns that are tormenting the people that are staying in an inn, and they kill them, and everything is bloody, everything is visceral. I mean, if you don't like trigger, any kind of trigger, don't read this. It's every kind of trigger there. It's awesome. A bit different from this one because of the child probably, but this one, there are some scenes there that will traumatize you. Probably if you're a woman, you will be more even traumatized, and you will get what I'm telling. The last book, and with the same rating as Do Not Disturb, but I would probably do this. The first book of this month is A Shadow on the Wall by Jonathan Aycliffe. It is the 8th book I've read from him. He has one more and I will be done with him, fortunately, because he died. But it's an amazing book. It's completely different from the other ones. This is not gore at all. This is a slow building gothic feel. You read this book, and if you're Englishman or a person that is native in England, you understand this. This is something that if you said this came out from a book from the late 18th, 19th or something like Victoria area, I will believe it, because this is slow build, the way it's written, the way the characters behave, the feeling, the dark, it's ominous, it's very cool. The story progress slowly. The first 100 pages that took me like probably 2 or 3 days, and the last 100 pages, 80 pages, I read in one sitting. I really enjoyed this book. It's a shame that the author died, and it's a shame that it's one of my last books I'm going to read by him. 87 out of 100. So no true 5 stars books in this month, but overall very good month for me in terms of reading. I really enjoyed. Next month it's horror time. These are books I'm going to read. It's all of them due to or set in October or dealing with Halloween. I'm really looking forward for it. I'm really looking forward to read everything there. I made a dedicated video before a couple of days ago about the books. Let's hope this is a good month. I'm going to do something like what I did in September, 10 days, read more. I don't know. I'm a bit sick, asthma, but I will get better and do that. Thank you all, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, yeah, please do tell me what did you read, what you could tell me to read in terms of horror, for example. Not fantasy and sci-fi, but horror, which are usually one book, and I can try to find it or have it and read it next month. Thank you. Have a great day and happy Halloween. Well, it's 1 month away.